What's going on, guys? Robert here, BP News. Hey, it's going to be a blood moon here in just a little bit. Don't you think that's weird? It's also Purim, pillars of smoke, wars breaking out all over the Middle East, Trump basically doing opposite of everything that he said he was going to do. Peace, he brings war. Disclosure of Epstein files, he brings none. It's just one thing after another. And you know, all the while he tells everybody he's doing it. And everybody, and a lot of people believe him because there's like this weird hypnosis that people are under. I don't know if it's fear. People just want to believe so bad. They're trusting the plan without any reason to believe. It just kind of seems almost like a cult too, you know, like I see the same kind of thing happening in these very strange, aberrant offshoots of religious movements where people are so caught up with just wanting to believe and then being under some kind of weird spell on top of that. You know, it's very odd that this time is upon us and the world. And I think the reason it's called trauma-based compliance, and also a flattery type reward system. You get rewards for doing good, but if you don't, you get the stick, and the stick is very bad, and it's actually you know, people are made examples of in order for you to get the point, so that you don't cross the dear system, the dear leaders, and the system that supports that. And so trauma-based compliance, I would also say what do they call it, that syndrome? They call it, there's a syndrome they call where you actually bond to your captor. What do they call that again? I forgot the name of that syndrome. It's called, I think I got it right here, Stockholm Syndrome. Yeah, Stockholm Syndrome. Stockholm Syndrome. And that's what I think people And that's where that trauma-based compliance comes in, where people then begin to fall in line because they somehow have an affinity to being. It's very similar to what people do, you know, what women go through, even men, where they're abused and they become compliant and they don't leave. You know, it's like they expect the abuse, they blame themselves, they feel guilty, they always give an excuse for the abuser. They feel lost if they're outside of the abuse system that controls their own environment. They're dependent. They're very dependent. They feel dependent. They feel trapped. They don't feel like they have any other options, and they feel like they deserve it. They deserve what they get, you know. And so that's kind of what I think certain people that are going along with this are that's their mindset, you know. It's like they're kind of being promised a reward, you know, a golden age, and you know, peace and prosperity and a golden age, and, you know, pride and greatness and exceptionalism. And but, you know, I've read in the scriptures, it says pride comes before a fall and a haughty spirit before destruction. And all I see in the dear leader is a lot of haughty boasting and pride. If I've ever seen pride in one person, it's him. I've never seen anybody that has had so much ego and pride in one person. I mean, that's like, it's very, very odd. You know, I'm hearing some kind of background explosions here. I'm not sure if it's this one. I think it's this feed here. This feed here is Beirut. And this was a little bit ago. I was kind of going back to see it. But here, this is the AP. This is where it's at now. I just wanted to go back to see if I could see it. There's a lot of smoke still right now in this area. I don't know if this is just a recent bombing part that recent just happened. This one here. It's still smoking pretty bad. Not sure what this is, but it's been smoking for a little while. But it's under huge bombardment by the Israelis right now. Really bad bombardment, and there's also been Kumta alerts for Jerusalem. So I'm kind of watching Jerusalem, but I don't see any alarms. I didn't see anything come in spite of the fact that there were a bunch of alerts. I'm kind of noticing that pattern where they'll send out these alerts and then yet nothing comes in. Look at this one. Look at oh, this is funny. Look at this one here. I'm just looking at this this video. It's kind of a meme video. A meme. Meme. Oops, this is not gonna work. Let's see if I can get this on here. All right, check this out. Look at this video. Let's try that again. Ooh. Dubai got it right where it shouldn't have got. You shouldn't be standing there watching there, Dubai. Dang, it broke right over his stomach, didn't it? That's pretty crazy. Whoops. Oh, let's see what else. There's still a lot happening. I thought for sure there was going to be a bunch of alerts because the alarms were going off. And I know that Beirut is being lit up. Beirut is definitely being lit up by the Israelis right now. there's been a number of different explosions inside of Beirut here just in the last few hours. I mean, just look at this. Look at some of the footage here. I mean, this just looks like an apocalypse. I mean, look at that. This was earlier tonight here. I think there might have been some kind of hits in the night too. Let's see. Usually you can see it if you scroll through. You gotta do it a certain way so you can see their lights up. If you just go through it, you can't see it. You gotta kind of go back and forth. Like that right there, there's something right there. I don't know what that was. Nope. Nothing at night. It just happened in the daytime. There was one there. There was one there. That was another one. There was a number of big hits inside of the city. Like, I think this one was just, let's see, there's one right here where this one right here was pretty big. I think this one you can see it explode here. Let me see. Yeah. Well, they caught it of Lebanon. But like I said, the reason I went live here was because I saw all these alerts going off for Jerusalem, and there was a massive barrage of missiles that came into the old city. Did you see that? I don't know if you saw that video, but I'm going to see if I can find it here. I can show it to you. It literally almost hit the Dome of the Rock. Now, they've said that that would be something that might happen in order for them to rebuild the temple. They could just blame it on the Muslims for bombing their own temple or their own mosque, right? And then they could just go back and rebuild the temple. And sure enough, it almost happened. I don't know if I did I save it? I don't even know if I saved it. I could have sworn I saved it. Let me see. Oh, I must have saved it. Ugh. Let me see if I got it here. Could have sworn I saved that thing. Nope, that wasn't it. You guys saw that Dome of the Rock one where they almost hit the Dome of the Rock? All right, so hold on. I'm just gonna see if I can find it really quick. It was on X. CX. I hear a crow. Oh, wow. What is this? Chinese worker on steel girders high up a building under construction in Tel Aviv. What? What the heck? That's bizarre. Okay, so supposedly this is where Chinese workers on steel girders high up on a building under construction in Tel Aviv. These guys don't even, do they even have like safety gear on? Let me see here. Look at this. Let me put this on a different screen here. I can make it bigger. Look at this. I don't know if this was posted today. I'm not sure if this is like 3 hours ago, if this is actually from a bomb.
做大货，做大货，包子。这个东西啊，有东西啊。我日他揍奶奶呀
！How would you like to do work like that? They're tied off, but still, I mean, they're still, God, that just gives me the creeps to be looking down that far. And you're just tied off with a strap. Can you imagine? Yeah, so I don't know. Let's go back to the beginning of the AP here. I'm sure they're still being bombed here. You can hear it when it comes in. But nothing in Jerusalem. So let me see if I can find that X post. I could have swore I saved that thing. X. Missile. Dome of the Rock. Yeah, it was crazy because the Dome of the Rock was right in the back. And it said that it was legit. Yeah, this was it. Yeah, but that's an all far away one. Okay, well, that's the only one I could. Oh yeah, here it is. Nope, that's not it. Okay, so this one shows, this was just 6 minutes ago. It says Iranian drones are hitting Israel with impunity. The U.S. is keeping back ammunition to intercept larger missiles. What? Where did they get that from? But look at this. Oh, hold on. This is not the right one. Hold on 1 second here. Okay, here we go. Okay, watch this. This is going on right now. Look at how fast. See, they can't stop those hypersonics. Look at how fast they come in. They just come down so fast. There's no way you can stop those things. See, those are coming in and they're hitting. You know, Israel does not want people to see how bad they're being pummeled. They don't want people to see how bad they're being pummeled here. But it's all part of the game anyway, you know, like it doesn't matter if people die as long as you get your agenda in the end. And it's all about corporate greed and banking and making money from war, thinning out the population, and in a higher agenda they have for the nation. So obviously this is all part of the plan. Okay, so there's more Kumta alerts here, so let's see if this is it. I don't know why that shows all of these other alerts and nothing came in. That is so weird. That's the second or third time that's happened. So yeah, I don't know what happened there. Did you see this? This is kind of a weird meme. Let's see if I can play this. Do you guys want to see something funny? Anybody? Want to see something funny? If anything happens, I'll flip out. I'll take it off, but... I mean, this is AI. I did not make this, but... I don't really mess with the AI stuff, but... I thought this was kind of funny. How many of you guys are old enough to remember, like, the Flock of Seagulls? The 80s band, Flock of Seagulls. Remember that? Do you remember those songs from Flock of Seagulls? Okay, wait, let me look at this. There's alerts going off right now. Let me just see. Hold on. So these are the alerts that are... Oops. That's not what I wanted to do there. Hold on. So these are the alerts that are going off right now. See if there's some more alerts. These are up in the north area. Beirut, Lebanon, or not, I'm sorry, Lebanon demarcation line there, or the DMZ there. Is that the DMZ? But here's the ones that just popped off before I came live. 10:37. This was about a half hour ago. Look at all that. Look at it right there. This is Jerusalem right here. So nothing happened. Nothing came through. Uh-oh. Here comes some more alerts. Bunch of new alerts. So it's all in the north. So this is where we're at. This is what's going on, because this is why all this is going down here, is because they're bombing Beirut right now and Lebanon on the other side of the border. That's why all this is going on here like this. But these alerts keep going off here, so that means something big's going down here. See, all on the north border. So there's probably going to be a lot more bombings here in a very short period of time, because it looks like there's a lot of skirmishes happening right now. Lots of skirmishes going on with Lebanon. I wouldn't say these are skirmishes. These are actually... This is a war. See, these are all going off right here. Look. Uh-oh. I hear something too. Sounds like some incoming missiles here. Look at... See, this is incoming here. Let's look. I think this is the right feed. Let me make sure. Nope, that's a different feed. That's that feed. So that means that there's fighter jets up in the air. So this is a Carmel feed. Let me see what Carmel is. Where is Carmel? Israel. Where is that at? Maps. Let's look really quick. Where is that at? Where is Carmel? Okay, so that would be right above Haifa. Okay, so what's going on here? So this is above Haifa, and I'm hearing the jets right on this one here. Let's just keep it on this one, see what happens. Maybe they're going up, the jets are flying toward the border, because this is where that cam is. Right. See how the border is right there? This is where the cam is, right here. This is the border. This is the border with Lebanon. I think this is the border. Let me see. Yeah, that's got to be the border. Mount Hermon is up here. They have this, they possess Mount Hermon, from what I understand. And this guy's camera is right here on the border, near the border. How would you like to live there? It looks like a nice area, but man, if you got bombs falling all over the place and all over the time, it's who wants to live in a place that's always being bombed? I'm guessing that's the border because Damascus is right there. And that's Beirut. I think the border is right in here. I think that's the border. Let's see. Okay. There's some more alerts. Uh-oh. Okay, so now there's a whole bunch of new... That just shows you right there. So... that would be where this camera is right here. But I don't hear anything, so... I'm hearing something again. See, there is something going on here. There are jets flying around here. There is definitely something going on here. Yep. Yep, that's what I thought. Yep, that's the one too, right here. So, something's about to go down here. Yeah, this is the only feed. This is the only feed that got the sirens. I got 3 other sirens, or 3 other feeds up. So maybe they're going over the top. Maybe they're just flying over. Let's see if they're going over the top. Upper Galilee. No booms. Sounds like a drone. Uh-oh. Here comes some more. Sounds like a drone. Right above Haifa. Here's all the new ones here. Sounds like a drone. I hear somebody yelling. Okay, I'm hearing something now. Can you hear that? Some more jets. I wonder if they did some bombing in Beirut. They probably went into Beirut again. Or to Lebanon. You know, the concentrated bombings have been inside of Beirut, but they have been bombing all over the southern borders, going up into Beirut. But really concentrated bombings now in Beirut, inside of the Beirut, the big city. It's like the main city. It's a beautiful blue sky. Sky looks beautiful, huh? I wonder if they chemtrail Israelites. There's such a thing as chemtrailing over there. We never get a blue sky. Well, we do up here, but most everywhere else, it's always chemtrailed. Blocking out the sun. What was that? What was that? Okay, so I'll show you that. I'll show you that video. What do you think? You guys want to see that video? Okay, so if you're sensitive about watching videos about Trump, just keep your powder dry. Just all in fun. Like I said, how many of you guys out there remember the Flock of Seagulls band from the 80s? Does anybody remember that? I guess that's the only reason I thought it was funny, because I kind of know about the Flock of Seagull band, and it's based on that song that made them kind of famous. I think it was a Flock of Seagulls. Let's see, Flock of Seagulls band. I think this is the one. Yeah, that's the one. See? Okay, so here, let me just show you really quick. So this is what they're making fun of. This is the meme. So if you remember the official band, Flock of Seagulls. It was called I Ran So Far Away. And I don't know if they're British or what, but it kind of goes like this. I can't play the song because it is copyrighted, but but here's what you're looking at. So you see how good it looks. I mean, like, you're seeing the actual video right here. This was the actual video of the Flock of Seagulls. You see how they're kind of like, he's kind of sitting in front of a mirror, and there's these weird girls that are looking kind of new agey or whatever, space aliens, and this is the dude singing. He's got that Flock of seagull hairstyle. But look at what the AI can do now. And you got to just see what the AI can do now. So this was the old band, Flock of Seagulls. Okay, so there you go. So you got a little taste of it. And then now watch this. So shoot, did I lose my scene here? Hold on. Which scene was it? Okay, here it is. Now watch this. This is what AI can do.
Feel like I'm getting deja vu. This is like a rock war number 2. A rock war number 2. I like the look of those oil supplies. I'd be ashamed if someone invaded you. If someone invaded you. And I ran so far away. Bomb I bomb them night and day. But destroy USA. A drone appears above your head. A Moab bomb comes falling down on you. Falling down on you. The fleet is moving nearer still. The Strait of Hormuz, it comes in view. The oil must flow through. And I ran so far away. The bomb I bombed them night and day. But destroy USA.
So that was kind of the gist of it. It's a long song, but the lyrics on it are interesting because it's not really flattering for Trump for what he's doing, but you see how the AI can do that kind of stuff. I mean, it's like it can take a video and stick people's faces in it, and it looks kind of real. And they actually make the person's voice sing the song. And they can actually add the lyrics and make the characters do what they would be doing if they were singing those lyrics. And in the context of the actual video, historic. I mean, that's the AI, man. That is just absolutely crazy. And this is just the beginning of what AI can do. It's going to start taking people's image and their sound, their voice, mimicking me. They're already saying now that that AI can that AI will take over people's accounts when they die and keep posting in their image and in their voice so that their loved ones and others might think that they're still alive, or at least feel like they're alive because they're still producing content. That's kind of dangerous because, who's to say they don't take you out and then just start posting stuff from your account to make it look like you're still alive. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just weird times that we're in, Think about it. Think about that kind of thing now. Yeah, it's just dystopian. And now you got all this going down, and it's all looking like the end of days. So I did find that video of. Let me pull it up for you here. This is on X. It was small though; it wasn't big. It shows. Let's see if I can pull it up here really quick here. Yeah, there's a lot of videos showing the Dome of the Rock being blown up, and you know, AI videos. But this is an actual video. This actually happened last night. Now I can't find it. I just had it. Yeah, here it is. Okay, so this happened. This is legit because everybody, like, you know, talked about this on X, and then they analyzed it to make sure it wasn't AI. Because, you know, the AI can mimic this kind of stuff. But look at this event that happened today. Look at this. Oh wait, this is the wrong one. That's the wrong one. Sorry. That wasn't it. I thought that was it, and it wasn't it. It looked just like that, though. Hold on. Shoot. Jerusalem. I just put in Jerusalem. Okay, yeah, here it is. Okay, this is the one right here. Okay, you see the Dome of the Rock in this clip? Oh, no, this is not it either. I thought this was it. I don't know where that's at. That's got to be... That sounded like Muslims there. Where was that? You see, they're making these videos about the Dome of the Rock. Hold on. Is this the one? Nope, that's not it. Shoot, I can't find it. I saw it just a little bit ago. And it was going viral there for a little bit. You know, there's so many videos right now that are out now on bombings. It's just so hard to find. It's so many different videos now. What's weird, I think this is a campaign to flood. See, you know what I think is happening? Is they're trying to cover up that video by posting all these other videos of the Dome of the Rock getting blown up. And all these videos are recent, and I can't find the actual video that shows that footage. Gosh darn it, I thought I saved it. Let me see. This has got me. It's got me wanting to figure out what's going on here now. All right, that's not going to work. It's not on there. Am I searching wrong? Jerusalem bomb missiles. Oh wow. Border police officers inside of Israel find a hidden double wall inside of a truck and detained 15 Arabs from Hizmah who attempted to infiltrate Jerusalem. The driver tried to flee but was quickly apprehended. Uh-oh, what's going on over here? Okay, I found it. I found it. That was so hard to find. What the heck? That should be like front page news. Now this is, like I said, this is legit. I did the research on this. This actually happened. I thought at first it might have been AI, but you know, Israel, they censor a lot of videos that show impacts. So I don't know how this got out, but obviously this was a private person that stuck it up online. But look, in the last 48 hours, including impacts in Jerusalem neighborhoods causing casualties and damage. Look at this.
Oh my God, here they come. That's right in the center. Another one. Get another one. Look at that. The whole wave of them. The whole skyline's lit up. Oh my God.
So that was right there by the Dome of the Rock. There you see the Dome of the Rock right there. Can you imagine if that thing hit the Dome of the Rock? Look at how close it came to the Dome of the Rock. Look at that. Look at how close it came to the Dome of the Rock. Why is that not front page news? And that's not AI. I'm gonna go look and see if there's any reports on this, because this just happened too.
That's right in the center. Another one. Get another one. Look at that. The whole wave of them.
So let's see if I can find it here. Sounds like there's some gunfire going on there. That sounds like gunfire. Either that or it's a staple gun. Somebody's building a house. But I would tend to think that it's probably a gun. Okay, so this is One News. That's not it. Yeah, here it is. This is from... Uh-oh. Something's going on here. Sounds like a bunch of jets. Okay, so this is mycharisma.com. I think this is, I don't know if this is Charisma Magazine. Charisma Magazine is a very large magazine. I'm not sure if this is actually Charisma though. But it says, Iran missile nearly hits Temple Mount and the world barely notices. That's what I'm saying. Hardly anybody is talking about this. Like how could this have happened and nobody's talking about this? A direct hit on the Temple Mount. See that? A direct hit on the Temple Mount would set the world on fire. The mount stands at the center of the biblical prophecy and functions as the centerpiece of God's prophetic time clock. Any significant damage to that site would not remain a local conflict. It would reverberate across the nations, religions, and governments. Such a strike would fundamentally alter the status quo surrounding the mount. In the aftermath of the devastation, calls to assert greater control over the site or to advance preparations for temple restoration would intensify. The mount has long stood at the crossroads, and this is what they want. This is what they want. They probably want this thing to get hit with a missile. I'm telling you, a missile impact there would accelerate already volatile. Let me turn this down here. It says, a missile impact there would accelerate. It would accelerate. I'm sorry, I'm going to turn that down. Already volatile dynamics and could trigger global unrest. Scripture warns repeatedly about deception and about the schemes of the devil in the last days when events unfold around Jerusalem with such precision and proximity to its holiest ground. Discernment is essential. This is not a moment for spiritual complacency. The warhead that fell near the old city serves as a stark reminder of how close the region stands to a flashpoint that could transform history overnight. Whether intercepted or deflected, its fragments landed within sight of the stones that have carried the prayers of generations. This is a season that demands watchfulness. The times require clarity, conviction, and a firm understanding of what Scripture says about the days in which we live. That's what I can't understand. Why has this not gotten more visibility? I'm turning this guy down. I don't know what, there's a garbage truck out there or something. What the heck? It looks like some kind of garbage truck. I can see it down at the bottom. So this is pretty significant. So if I go back here and I look, it's really hardly any conversation about this. Let's see. Is this the one? That was from 2024. Let's see here. Okay, hold on one second. Okay, this was, yeah, here it is. March 1st. Okay, so look. This is Times of Israel. Times of Israel. Why is this not working here? Okay, so it says here, Iran missile warhead falls less than a kilometer from Temple Mount Al-Aqsa Mosque. Police find warhead incendiary material in Sultan's Pool venue, just meters outside of the old city, Jerusalem. Missile could very possibly have hit the holy site, police say. Now, we saw the video. That was video footage of those. There was like 3 or 4 missiles that came in. And that was legit. But you don't see anybody talking about it. It's like, what happened? It says just several hundred meters from the Western Wall and the Temple Mount during the course of Saturday, police announced on Sunday. According to police, an explosion was heard and smoke was seen rising from a site just west of the Old City on Saturday morning, shortly after the beginning of the latest armed conflict. The impact site appears to have been Sultan's Pool. So this is just huge news. I mean, can you imagine if this thing would have hit the Dome of the Rock or Al-Aqsa Mosque? Can you imagine what would have happened? It would have been World War III. Right? It would have been World War III, right? Instantly, the whole world would have erupted into some kind of crazy, if you thought it's crazy right now, it would be even crazier after something like that happened. Just saying. It would be really crazy. But anyways, I guess this was just another false alarm. All of these alerts that Israel puts out and then nothing happens. So I've been sitting here, thought that the way these alerts came out just a little bit ago that something was going to happen in Jerusalem. Nothing happened. This one is still heating up. I guess they're on standby for Beirut skyline. I'm sure that something's going to go down here, guys. It's supposed to increase. Everything, the bombing is supposed to increase. What we've seen up to this point is nothing compared to what they say is coming. So if that's the case, we're going to see like a lot worse than what we've seen. So get ready for that in the hours, the days ahead. Okay? I'm going to bed. God bless. We'll be back here tomorrow. I'll be back, I'm sure, with the prayer team and the devotional on the BP Ministries channel, so don't miss that. And if you haven't ever seen one, go over there and check it out now. If you're a believer, and see if you that jives with you, then make sure you're there live. It's always a good experience when you're there live in the moment. And stay tuned to our social media so you'll know when that happens. It's usually sometime in the late afternoon, early morning, or late morning, early afternoon, sometime in there. And then we'll see you back here for the coverage of the news as well. Okay. God bless. Love you all. Have a good night.